Emmy continued her exploration along the beach. She saw a slope ahead, leading to higher ground. To its left was a cave etched into the side of the mountain. She squinted and stepped closer to see what was in the cave. But suddenly...
Oh, look at that! Panthers!
2 grim jaguars ran down the slope toward her. At that moment, the words of Lionheart echoed in her mind.
You must choose to either avoid them or fight back.
Without question, she made her decision. With a confident smirk, she stood her ground as both panthers sprinted toward her. One panther pounced at her. She backflipped and kicked the grim out of the way. The second panther ran toward her, and she backkicked it into the sand. Both panthers got up to return the attack. Just before they could touch her, she lunged forward, stretched out her hands, and formed a gold force field around her. They crashed into it, unable to harm her. They circled around her like predators, hungry for their prey.
Oh, little kiddies want a treat. I think I may have something in my pack for you.
Emmy's backpack transformed into a dual-action rocket launcher and machine gun. She hefted it on top of her shoulder and set it to machine gun mode. Just as she prepared her gun, her force field flickered away. The 2 grim attacked on opposite sides of her. She swung her gun and batted the front panther away. Then she backkicked the panther behind her, turned around, and shot it dead. The other panther attacked her from behind and jumped on top of her weapon, forcing her to the ground. She tumbled forward with the grim clinging to the gun.
Nope. Sorry, but Huntress is not on the menu today.
Grabbing the front of her weapon, she swung it around and pinned the grim to the ground. She pulled the trigger and shot it dead. It vanished away in a cloud of black smoke. 5 more panthers came charging down the slope toward Emmy. She knelt down and pointed her gun at the grim. She pulled out her sunglasses and pushed them halfway down her nose. She closed one eye and squinted through the scope of her gun. She took each one down one by one. Then, 3 more panthers came sprinting toward her. She switched her gun to rocket launcher mode and pushed up her glasses to cover her eyes. Just as they pounced to attack her, the rocket destroyed all of them at once.
Anyone else want some? Going once? Going twice? Anyone for seconds? Oh, right. Moving on.
Who ordered the slam dunk special?
Willie flew through the air with his shovel held high. As he landed, he smashed the Megalomore.
Fine.
Starlet ran up to the grim and swung her sword. She chopped off several of its legs. But they instantly grew back. The creature jerked Willie off its back. He crashed into a tree trunk. The grim kicked its front leg at Starlet, but she barely dodged it and ran.
Willie, are you okay?
Willie fell headfirst into a bush below the tree. His legs flailed in the air as he was attempting to get out of the bush.
Yeah. I think. Just let me. This spider thingy. Brush it around.
Willie, its legs grow back. I think we need to.
Starlet dodged a thorn attached to a string that shot out from the Megalomore's mouth. She tumbled out of the way and ran. She took out one of her 2 pistols and loaded it.
Aim for its body.
Willie tumbled out of the bush and shook the debris out of his hair. He scrambled to his feet, picked up his cap, and put it back on.
All right. Got this. Now you will see me in my scarecrow fuck. Yeah.
The back legs of the Megalomore struck him to the ground. The spider faced Willie as its next target.
Dynamic.
He ran away as he blocked the creature's darts with his shovel. While the Megalomore chased Willie, Starlet spotted a loose vine hanging off a tree branch. It looked sturdy and just long enough for her to swing to the other side of the waterfall. She knew Willie could make the jump, so she made a plan.
Willie! Distracted!
Yes, ma'am. Here we go.
He zoomed around the trees, disorienting the Grim. Meanwhile, Starlet ran and jumped for the rope. She swung through the trees while shooting at the Grim. It paused in confusion. Then Willie double jumped and flipped into the air, raised his shovel and smashed the Grim.
Bam!
The Migglomore was injured, but it wasn't down yet. It continued to chase Willie. Starlet jumped off her rope, landing safely on the other side of the waterfall.
Willie! Flip!
Willie darted for the edge of the waterfall, with the spider still on his tail. He jumped, trying to reach Starlet. The Migglomore tumbled off the cliff. Willie barely made it to the edge of the rock. He slipped at the edge and was blown off balance by a gust of wind from the waterfall.
Wow!
He managed to grab onto a slippery rock.
Starlet, help! I'm slipping!
Hold on!
That's what I'm trying to do!
Starlet ran to the edge of the cliff to help Willie.
Wait, if I save you, are you gonna tone your crazy down a notch?
What?
I said if I save you!
He lost his grip, but just in time, Starlet grabbed his wrist. She pulled him up to safety. Willie peered over the edge where the Migglomore fell.
Yeah! Woohoo! Thanks, team.
Don't mention it. Seriously, don't.
Foxclaw going for the pitch. He's going for the 30. The 40. The 50 with the slam dunk. What's this? Passes up the star glove. Star glove. We're going to have to do a star glove. Oh, man. Star glove. I could just see the band. Just the star glove. The star glove. Star glove. And then some dude will be like, yeah, it's gonna be a big hit. It's gonna be a hit this season. So yeah, that's a wrap.